Good morning, and thank you for joining another day of our year-long Bhagavad Gita Sadhana. In case you're new, I'm Atmadarshan or Laura, whichever you prefer. I have these two names. Laura is my legal name. Laura Santoro is my full legal name, but that's not the name I was born with, which is interesting. Uh, Santoro is a name I chose later. And I'm also known as Atmadarshan, which means vision of the true self in Sanskrit, and I was given that name in India. I'm mentioning this because of our topic today. We're still building off this idea of setting foot on the spiritual path. Maybe some of us are just sticking our toe in, some of us are putting a foot down, and some of us have been walking this path. But what's going to save us a lot of time and energy is something that Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita is going to present next to Arjuna. And that's the idea that there are many paths. So after chapter 2, Krishna starts talking about specific kinds of yoga, although chapter 1 and chapter 2 are also specific kinds of yoga. But what makes it a little different is Krishna starts talking about the results of following each type of yoga he is going to present and saying that this path is the best. And after you read several chapters, which is, and this was a very good question from the Season of Sadhana group, do you have to read the Bhagavad Gita from start to finish? You can, but you can also just kind of skip around and find the chapter that appeals to you, because each chapter is the best, which confuses Arjuna and may confuse us. Well, if this spiritual path is the best, why do you say this spiritual path is the best? And Krishna is saying that for individuals, there's a best spiritual path. My best path may not be your best path. And my best path at this point in my life might not be the best path later down the road. And the same for you. For example, chapter 8, which talks a lot about death and dying consciously, may be something you're not looking at now, but as the body ages, you might take a great interest in. But no matter what the path, Krishna says that they all lead basically to the same place, which is that you find yourself and you find you can be yourself no matter what the situation. That is, you love and accept yourself. When you love and accept yourself, you love and accept everything. It's kind of a corollary. And when you love and accept everything, then you find that unity, that union that many spiritual seekers quest for. So this could be both a relief, knowing that there are many paths, but also a concern. Oh my gosh, which one do I pick? The idea is, if you're really looking inward in an authentic way, then when the path is presented to you that's yours, you'll go, that's mine. And another nice thing is it discourages us from being maybe too, I don't want to say, let's see, what's a good word? Maybe hard line, I don't know. Or evangelical could be another way to put it. Our path might not be others' path. And if we try to pull them on our path, and I've seen this with people, like sometimes folks start yoga and they're like, ooh, yoga is the best. And they try to get their significant others to come, and yoga is not the best path for their partners. And their partners just end up regretting it, and it causes friction. Maybe their partner has a different way toward unity. Could be running. It could be attending a more traditional religious service. It could be anything. Once we find our path and we follow it, life will change. But we have to be honest about our path and not look at others and go, they're far along, their path must be for me. You can try it, but you have to listen to yourself and not to anybody else who consistently says, no, you must do it my way. And Krishna will demonstrate this throughout the Gita. He's demonstrating one of the principles of a good guru or dispeller of darkness, which is not to say this is what you must do. He's always giving Arjuna a choice, which can drive Arjuna crazy and which can drive many of us crazy, especially if we're perfectionists and we want to know the one right way. So this is a time here through the rest of chapter 2 before Krishna starts presenting some other paths of yoga for us to really examine who we are. That's why Krishna spends so much time talking about the real self. We have to strip away these layers, especially our ego. Oh, that looks like the best path. That's the shiny path. Or fear. If I don't follow that path, I'm going to suffer. Or anything else that's not authentically us. Today's practice is dedicated to two people who I've found come to their paths differently. One, Carol Decker, knew exactly what she wanted to be from a young age and did it and is still doing it like 40 years later. Kudos to you. Another, Elizabeth Pyjov, who I've studied Buddhist psychology with, came about her path a little more roundaboutly, but she got there and now she's really taking off on it. Whatever happens for you, as long as you find your path, even if it's at the very end and you put one little toe on it, your life will seem so much better. So today, as we meditate, I really invite you to consider what kind of approach to the spiritual path works for you. Is it doing something? Is it examining your emotions? Is it studying and analyzing? Is it just being with yourself? And there are other options, and Krishna is going to present them all. But maybe if nothing comes to you today, as we go through other chapters, something will click for you. Let's have that trust. Something will click. Well, my partner here had gone to sleep in his little den, and now he's awake. Oh, we'll see if his spiritual path is to observe me doing my spiritual practice, and it will lead to his enlightenment also. Okay, we'll do our pose, and then I'll see you back for meditation. I'll knock when we switch sides. Today, it's raining here. What a delight, a cleansing. Let's contemplate our path together. See you in 5. Welcome back. Welcome back, kitty. I'm sad I couldn't have the door open for you today because of the cold, but it was a woodpecker festival. And I think something flew by right behind me. I'll have to check the video. Time has flown by. If you're not yet clear on your particular path, or if you're curious as to how to enhance the one you're already on, we will be discussing that in more detail in the coming days. I sincerely hope part of your path will be to continue joining me. Until next time.